Hello everybody, it's Son here. Welcome to the last playthrough video of 2023. And we are going to be continuing the series into 2024, and here we are. Episode number 14. Really good stuff going on here. And before I begin, I would like to hope everybody will have a great New Year's. And I would like to announce that I will be live streaming on YouTube, Wizard101 on New Year's Eve. Probably starting around 8 p.m. EST, all the way to 2 a.m. on New Year's Day. It's going to be some myth questing. I don't think there's going to be anything else. We might do maybe, there might be a little bit of a meet and greet with my balance wizard here, Luna Lion staff. And, that's probably about it. But yeah, I just want to tell you guys that I will be live streaming Wizard101. Hopefully on New Year's Eve. Besides that, nothing else except you guys are amazing. My thank you video that I made for me talking about Wizard101 Burnout is almost to 100 views. Once again, thank you so much for all your continued support. It's really appreciated. And a lot more people are finally starting to see this channel, and I'm glad that there are returning watchers. Anyways, let's get into this, since we are now heading to the Tomb of Storms to find Krokopatra and get the Krokonomicon. Hopefully. Well, let's get started then. We need to talk to Hetch.
History?
Whoops. That's a side quest.
You cannot simply march into the Tomb of Storms. You must possess 3 golden scarabs, and I only have 1. Oh, you have 2 of them? Easier than I thought. Take mine by all means. That should get you in there if you've not already found the means, oh crafty one. Touch each scarab in turn to each of the obelisks, and you will activate them. Then the tomb and its secrets will open to you, assuming you've not already found your way in.
Okay, I don't need to do that. That's a side quest. Anyways, here we go. Touch each scarab and tune to the obelisk. Because that is a great way to gain entrance. You need all 3 scarabs from Order of the Fang members. Something like that, I guess. Anyways, onward into the Tomb of Storms. The last place in our trip through Krokopatra. Yeah, before we start, we'll go ahead and grab these. There's that. Anyway. Onward and inward. Oh, that's a familiar... Wait. Krokopatra? So we killed him, and now he's here. Okay.
Greetings.
Don't fear me. I would like to atone for betraying the Order of the Fang. I was blinded by Krokopatra and foolishly gave her the Krokonomicon. With it, Krokopatra could force any Krok spirit to rise in her service as her new army. We must stop her from using it if it's not already too late. To reach her, you will need a 2-part cipher. The head of the Onyx family has the first part, deep inside the Onyx tomb. Be careful.
Okay. Now, I'll give a little bit of backstory of how Krokopatra came to rule. It's explained in the 2 side quests that are found in the 2 adjoining tombs here. You have 2 tombs here. You have the Degenerate and Onyx. So, at one point, the Onyx and the Degenerates were the 2 ruling storm families of the Tomb of Storms, pretty much. So, them being, there was an alliance that was dealt with through marriage.
If you have not come to bask in my glory, you must be punished.
And the Jesuit queen married an Onyx, which brought a peace treaty between the Onyx and the Jesuits for a while. Upon Queen Irisi the Jesuits' passing, Krokopatra, who was at the time not the ruler of Krokopia, insisted that Queen Irisi the Jesuit would be buried inside of the Onyx family tomb, rather than inside of the Jesuits where she should be. This ended up sparking tensions between the two families, and they ended up fighting each other and killing each other over the entire conflict. Unfortunately for them, that was going to be their downfall, because now, of course, that gave Krokopatra the easy access to the throne as the ruling queen of all Kroks. Pretty much in the sense of things. And so, so obviously what the side quest entails is, you gain the trust of both sides, and for one of them, you remind the spirits about the story of what happened to their queen, or what happened during the war. And then the other one, you are going to collect the remains of Queen Irisi and return her to where she belongs, back in the Jesuit family tomb. So the reason why Krokopatra is currently is the head honcho of all Kroks is because she forced the two probably strongest families to war against each other. Which, that's crafty. And that's something that, I think, knowing what I know, that definitely sounds like her. Very much sounds like her indeed. So, and that's what those two side quests entail. Because at the end of it, you hear the person say, now both families will now be united and will never stand with Krokopatra. So,
great job, young wizard. If only I had had half your courage.
So that means now the spirits in the tombs now understand the truth and will stand against Krokopatra rather than fight alongside her.
Now you need the second part of the cipher. It was cleverly placed in the tomb of an opposing family so that no one would ever unite the two halves. Let's see how clever that really was. Find the head of the Jesuit family in their tomb and bring back the second part of the cipher.
Yeah, and that big thing in the middle is where we need to go. We need to get inside there. So we need the cipher, but I think, if I know anything, that is not the thing we need. That's not the only thing we'll have to grab. Just saying.
You must be mad to challenge someone as great as me.
Okay. Unfortunately, this area is actually fairly shorter than what you might have thought it would be. I mean, I was surprised the first time I did it when I noticed how short the Tomb of Storms is fairly short if you count all that you do in here. You do a little bit of fighting, and that's about it. You don't really get a big quest line in here. It's very straightforward, which, in my opinion, is okay for the most part. I mean, if you look at the quest line, most of the questing time is inside of the pyramid. When you look at it. because you're going through multiple areas of a pyramid to get what you're looking for. Then you go inside the Croc Sphinx. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 areas, but they're fairly short in length. And then you have the Tomb of Storms, which is 2 bosses, a small dungeon, and then a bigger dungeon. I'm not gonna do the entire episode in here, but I think we can get through these 2 quests and the final thing, or the thing that'll let us into Krokopatra's tomb, and then we'll stop there. Anyways, as you can see, this being a tomb, obviously, there's no living crocs. Well, yes and no. You'll see you'll see where the main force of Krokopatra's army really is located.
You've done well, but your trial is only beginning. Your next quest will test your courage like never before. Krokopatra rules from the Temple of Storms, secured by only 1 key. To make matters worse, 4 princes guard it within the royal palace. The Scythers will get you into the palace, but to even reach it, you will need to make your way through the Karanan barracks. I'm sorry for the task ahead of you. Once you defeat the 4th and final prince, Aka Karanan, you will have the temple key at last. Good luck.
There you go. The Karanan family is the current leading family of the tomb, which was obviously the family that Krokopatra belonged to. And she probably gave the... And now the other thing is, well, who did she instate Krokokamen to the Narinis and Krokotep to the Sakwis? Or did Krokotep, that's one thing that we don't really learn about, is how did the other 2 people come to head? I think Krokotep was already leading the Sakwis, but she forced them to be, she turned them evil rather than for good. And Krokokamen, I have no clue. The Narini family, you don't really learn a lot about the other families in Krokotopia. The most you learn about are the 2 dead families that don't exist anymore.
You will test your might against
Holy
me,
and Spirit
and
form,
you
that
will
is.
fail. Why even try, weakling?
Now, don't mind me while I'm going to do a little bit of ranting about the game while we do these fights. Well, not literally ranting, but just sort of talking about Krokotopia as a whole, since we're getting closer to the end of Krokotopia. And giving my thoughts, I think Krokotopia, in its current state, is not that bad of a world from a lore perspective. There are plenty of things that I would probably change storyline-wise. Probably adding in some more stuff about, Krokotopia as a whole, rather than what we get. I mean, yes, it makes sense because of, the Marabonians are here excavating places, but I think that would have been a lot more of a neater story if you took it in the perspective of you're helping with the archaeology of the different places, but Malistaire, we don't really see Malistaire in this world. He doesn't really make active appearance in terms of what am I trying to think of influencing what's going on in the world. We only hear that he was here looking for the Order of the Fang, but he's already disappeared. And I think maybe Tinu Bakmal says something about, he woke the Tuts up from the Great Sleep or something like that. I think. But that's all we get about Mouser. He was here, the Crocs are awake, the Marabonians are excavating places. There you go. Good luck. That's really not anything you get.
It would be quicker if you just admitted defeat now.
Obviously, when Krokotopia was made, they probably weren't thinking about, lore stuff, especially back then when, you don't really think about that stuff. when you're first making content like this in terms of world building. That's why I think Krokopatra could use, and other first arc worlds could use a little bit more lore to them. You know, how they revamped Wizard City was perfect, in my opinion. Was a great success. I think they really put together a story where Malistair's influence could be, while you were questing, it could be felt while you were questing. You could tell that Malistair put all these things to the test, to fruition, to action. And there's also another thing that if you have played through the game, you would know what this place is. And that is Darkmoor. From fighting General Achilles, we learn about Castle. We don't really learn about it, but we hear the name Darkmoor. Now, if you are a veteran player, you know what Darkmoor is. I'm not going to spoil Darkmoor yet. We'll get there when we get there, right? I'll probably bring it up when we're in Zafaria, because that's where we would probably around, not really there, but when we get to the second arc, I'll explain a little bit of why Darkmoor is important. And until then, the main focus of the first arc is mainly tracking down Malistair where he goes. Now, all we're working with here is he was here, but we don't know where he went, right? We're trying to track, instead of tracking Malistair, we're tracking down the Order of the Fang so we can get a book that could probably help us stop Malistair. I think that's what the Krokopatra was for. It was either that or to stop Malistair from getting it. Because, of course, the book that he's looking for is a big source of life and death magic, which him being a necromancer, an ex-professor of the death school, would probably really want. I want to simmer down this card thing. I am really getting unlucky with my card pulls. Anyways.
Fool! If you do not bow before me, you will fall before me.
Well then. Well, I do not appreciate the welcome wagon, but alright. You wanna dance? Let's dance, buddy. Now, I was going to talk about Krokopatra in terms of some art things. I think it has probably some of the best world building side quests. And what do I mean by world building side quests? Well, a lot of side quests in Krokopatra build up stuff about the world itself. You learn a lot about the different things in Krokopatra that are very important. You learn about the history of the Manders, the race of people that first lived on Krokopatra before Krokopatra was invaded by the Crocs. Now, that's the one thing I do like about this world is you do learn a lot about what existed beforehand, and you learn about a lot of things. You learn about the Mander race, their nature, why they are the colors that they are. You learn about a prophecy that talks about pretty much the main character, where somebody will come and free the Manders from their bondage once again, from their slavery again. Now, if that doesn't say anything, it really should, because that means we are the chosen people that are here to free the Manders. Yeah, I did not want to get pulled by that. But if that does make sense, you know. In the, you know, and that's from a side quest. From a side quest, we learn a lot of lore about this world than we would probably learn in the main quest.
I do not recognize you, therefore my face is the last one you will see. Prepare yourself for pain, wizard.
Same thing with the 2 side quests in the 2 different tombs. You learn a lot about what happened before Krokopatra even was, you know, Krokopatra, the big dominant ruler of all Krok families. You know, that is, or supreme ruler of Krokotopia, whatever you want to say it. You know, you learn all about that through side quests. And I think world building is really important when it comes to certain things. And that's where Krokotopia has its strong suit. Krokotopia's strong suit is not its overall story, but it's the lore that is found within Krokotopia through side questing. I think, and that's why I like Krokotopia a lot. You know, Wizard City is also now up there because of what they've done with the new player experience. They really showed off some really neat features in Wizard City that you probably wouldn't have found beforehand. That's really cool, in my opinion. Because until now, we really didn't. A prominent character that Mouser is in the first arc, we only really see him appear in Wizard City when we first meet him, and then at the end of Wizard City now, when he's talking with Dworgen. And then the next time we see him is actually in the world after Krokotopia in Marleybone at the end of it. We don't see him in Mushu because he's already been here and already made his way to Dragonspire. Then, of course, the last time we see him is our big battle with him at the summit of Dragonspire, or at the end of Dragonspire. That's when we'll see him again. Yeah. One critique that I would have is for these other first arc worlds is make Mouser's influence a lot more visible and make him a noteworthy encounter in a lot of places, right? Now, I can see where Krokotopia, it would be a little hard because the main focus on the story is not trying to find Mouser, but it is to get the book that Mouser seeks before he does. Either way, it's a really fun world, and I wouldn't ask for a different world to be here, right? Anyway, let's finish this guy off. We'll be done. Yep, see you, Hako. Alright. That's all 4 princes down and dusted. Alright. And there you go. We get EXP. Get to head into the Well of Spirits, and we're done here. Last but not least will be Krokopatra.
You did it. A most excellent display of bravery, young wizard. I thought no one could ever make it through. You see, I was the one who created those obstacles. When I awoke, I feared these strangers digging up my home. But you, a stranger, have shown me that Krokopatra is far worse. I hope I can repay you. It's time for your final and most important task. I'm only sorry I could not do it myself. You must enter the Temple of Storms and defeat the mighty Krokopatra. Only then can you recover the Krokonomicon and keep it from falling into the hands of evil. Inside the temple, you will find the gatekeeper. Tell him I sent you, and he will guide you to the end.
And with that, I think this is a great way to end the playthrough for 2023. And of course, the next episode we'll be taking out Krokopatra, and we will be saying our final farewells to Krokotopia as we will be, once again, back on our next quest. Now, before we say, I once again thank everybody who has supported the channel and everybody who watches, is subscribed. You guys are amazing, and it's really touching that I get to make all these videos for you, and I just hope that you enjoy them as much as I do when I make them. With that being said, don't forget that I will be streaming on YouTube. For New Year's Eve, we will be doing some questing. So if you want to stop in, say hi, maybe give me a little bit of a push, a little bit of help, that'd be really appreciated. I just, either way, thank you so much for watching. I'll see all of you in the next episode. And until then, have a great New Year's, and I'll see you in 2024. Bye, guys.